Honestly, for me, it was, I know I kept saying, I'm like, I feel so mean, and it's like funny because it's a drama and she knows I'm not being mean, but it actually like kind of
made me
realize, but that's the reality. I think that it's not necessarily people trying, like nurses that are trying to be mean or trying to, it's just kind of the aftermath, like they're overworked, they're overworked, they're overstressed, and like we've said, we spend less money on long-term care versus like acute care, but the need is in long-term care. And these are the people that have more comorbidities, more complexities. They're more it's a more delicate, they require more attention, but yet that's not how we're staffing. But so essentially then, the art of caring, where's the time? That's the last thing they're thinking of.
And that balance between like the arts of nursing and the balance of science, right? Like we're so focused on doing like a checklist, like making sure we identify them, making sure we check their vitals. But sometimes we're too focused, task oriented, that we forget about showing a little bit of like empathy.
Would you say that's like a bigger challenge for us because we're
we're
still learning,
yeah.
so we're still just trying to follow the rules by the book?
That's like in on like experts that actually know how to like handle like the arts and the science together. Even if they're short-staffed, they're still able to balance between the two skills, right? Unlike novice nurses, right? So
because step 1, I have to do this. Step 2, I have to do this. Then I realized, no, I'm just checking off a list, and I'm not actually talking to the person. I'm talking at the person and waiting for answers.
I think it's where you focus as well, because when you're when you have a job, you're going to be you're working for somebody, and all they care about is that you're getting the vitals and you're getting like the stats on the person and how they're doing, but you're not actually like how they're emotionally doing. So because you don't get marked on how you interact with the patient, that's like something for the patient, not for you, and we focus a lot on ourselves and our careers
because if it's important, we need to make time for it. Like if we're expected to provide empathetic care, which is so important, then you can't have this many patients because there's no time to provide that empathy.
I just think it's hard because I feel like you said with the service industry, like I personally, I feel like I'm very empathetic towards people and like very respectful and very like I want to
have those skills.
I have those skills, but it's like when I'm actually thrown into it and then I'm like thinking about all these tasks, it's like holy crap, like I shouldn't say that, but it's like how am I gonna balance this thing that I'm already good at when I'm like so focused on not the things that I'm good at, but the things that I need to work at. So it's like really hard to try to find balance and
it's like I almost feel like I'm not losing, but when I'm putting these situations, because I'm so worried about doing things right, I feel like those soft skills kind of take a back role.
I mean, in my long-term care facility, there are 2 nurses, and there are like 20 patients or so, something like that. So you have that, and then what's going to happen is the people who burn out maybe become a little more harsh, a little more gruff, and if you're brought up around that can easily transfer over to you, and it becomes contagious.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of even see it not purposefully in our video, but when you and Anya are talking at the beginning and you're like, oh, you have to deal with her, Anya goes, yeah, well, I guess I'll see what I can do. And it wasn't purposely negative, but you wouldn't really read that as a positive thing that she said.
My patient was being really difficult to the PSW, and the PSW kept telling her I don't have time, I need to.
It's something that'll come with experience to learn that there's no one way of empowering someone, no one way of showing empathy. It's because everyone has such different needs that you have to tailor that empathy and that empowerment to every single person's needs, and it's never gonna be just one way of doing it correctly.
And again, I don't think it's their fault, right? I think it's the healthcare system. They give so much responsibility to little staff. They're understaffed. So again, it's kind of hard to empower someone if you have so much to do, right?
Between the video that we made, but also giving ourselves a week or 2 to go to our first clinical, our focus was empathy, respect, and empowerment. And I think what we've noticed in pretending to be nurses, but also actually being nurses at our clinical, we've noticed that you had a very strong experience where you could, it's small things that can allow that to happen, but it's also small things that can stop it from happening.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah. But I think, and like you said, we have to find balance because, like Precious mentioned, it's on a structural level, right? change happens, but change happens slowly. So at the end of the day, we have to find ways to kind of juggle the cards that we're dealt with at this moment.
Yeah, I think another aha too is just like kind of we know we're novice nurses and we know that there's certain things that come with novice nurses, but also just like kind of accepting that and just kind of building from it and going with it and building on the soft skills, building on the hard skills, and realizing that like we're gonna get better at this and it's gonna get easier.
Or maybe
practice.
using this, but maybe nurses that have worked for so many years, they've lost it, they've been desensitized to it. So they don't realize that impact anymore. Whereas maybe let's use what we have as human beings, but as new nurses and these fresh eyes, to be aware of the things that really do have impact.